Okay, let's continue on with number 3 and 4. These two problems are equations of lines. However, they are not in slope-intercept form. The quickest way for us to find the y-intercept and the slope is to rearrange this equation so that it is in slope-intercept form. So that is in the form y equals mx plus b. So in order to manipulate this equation to be in slope-intercept form, I need to isolate y. So what can I do first? The first step is subtract this term 3x to that side because this cancels, and now I'm getting closer to isolating this 5y or this y. So I have negative 5y. Now, in order to keep it looking like slope-intercept form, I'm going to write negative 3x plus 8 because ultimately I want something times x plus a constant. So I'm almost done here for isolating y. I will divide by negative 5, but I need to divide every term by negative 5. These cancel. So now I have y equals a negative over a negative is a positive 3/5 x, and a positive over a negative is a negative 8/5. So now I can quickly look at this and see that my slope is 3/5. That is my rise and my run. And my y-intercept is the point 0, negative 8/5. So get in the habit of writing slope as a fraction and your y-intercept as a point. So let's try this next one now that you've seen me do one. So once again, in order to find the slope and the y-intercept, I need to manipulate this equation to put it into slope-intercept form. In order to do that, I must isolate y. So in order to isolate y, the first thing I'm going to do is move this term with my x over to the other side. So I'm left with 2y. Well, what's 0 minus 6x? That's just negative 6x. Or if you're confused by that, you can rewrite it as negative 6x plus 0 so that you don't forget that there is a y-intercept going on the end. So now how do I isolate y? Divide by 2. These cancel. So I'm left with y equals negative 3x plus 0. So I wrote that 0 so that we don't forget that that y-intercept is there. So what's my slope? Negative 3 over 1 as a fraction, rise over run. And my y-intercept is when x is 0 and my b value. So my y-intercept is the origin. So in our next examples, we will practice graphing these types of equations.